Alright, this is the current situation we're in right now. The turbo's out on our 635. It went out Thursday morning. Today is Monday, and as of this morning, first thing, they still didn't have one, but they're supposed to have one here for us now. So we've been without the 635 since Thursday, about the middle of the morning. And they're supposed to have a turbo on that truck right there to go on it. 635 is not that big a deal because we just swap to the 630 and run it. The big deal right now is our 830, the track cutter, never even cut a tree down this morning. It's off that hill down there on beyond that service truck, and it's dead in the water. So we're about to go down here and see what's going on with it right quick. So Dad just showed up with a hose for Kevin's machine there on his processor because we're completely down right now. They did give us some pine pulpwood loads to haul today or this week. And so I blew them out right quick. And I don't have anything else I can load except for pine pulpwood. So we're gonna play the waiting game. Hopefully we can get this 830 back going here and be back rolling. So you can see the boom of it down there. At least he's sitting in a little bit of a shady spot right now. This is what cordless power tools are made for, situations like this right here. Also, well, let's walk down here. So we did make some progress. We got it up here into the truck. Gonna pull it apart, but it's gotten hot enough to where it's kind of glued, and I broke the sides on it there a little bit because they got a tiger cat's got to have it back. But that seems to be the problem. So now we're gonna work on the 635 here.
Y'all need to start it up. You can start it up if you need to. Nah, I'm gonna pull that screen off and go straight in there.
So this is our service truck. We got this one 2 years ago. I believe it is, or maybe finna be 3 years ago now. And then there's our new one right there. It's the 2020 Ram. I'll show it to you later on. We actually took our bed off of our F550 and put it over onto that truck right there. It's an IMT bed on that one. The other truck was sold before we ever even pulled that bed off of it, that 554 that we had. So the first part of this video that you seen was filmed on Monday. Today is Friday, before we start getting the rain from Hurricane Delta coming in. We got a little light rain last night and it's settled to dust here, you can see, which thank goodness. So I think we're going to be able to make the majority of the day today before it just rains us completely out. We may be able to make it all day, judging by what the radar is showing right now. So this week has not been very good for us. It's been a pretty difficult week. We started off Monday with both the 830 and the 635 down, and then later on during the day, well, I loaded what I could load, and then we took my machine and we got it fixed up. It'll now crank. We almost had it completely done last week on some of the last few parts we put on it, but I was still having some issues with it cranking. It was very intermittent. I just replaced a line on this thing yesterday, and I think this one right here, I can't tell. That thing, I don't know, it may just be some oil that was left on that cover right there. I'm not sure what's going on with that thing. That's a brand new line. Might be about to bust again, ain't no telling. So we're gonna finish this track today, and it's not gonna happen. It'll be this next week before we wrap it up. But sometimes on this stuff, like on my loader, there's so many working parts that have to work together to make everything work and make the machine run and operate and things like that. And sometimes it takes a little while to kind of figure things out. Sometimes it's multiple things, and that was the case on this one here. There were several things that was a little bit off on it that was adding up to where it wouldn't crank. Like I said last week, the last couple things that we did, we got it better, but every now and then it still wouldn't crank. Now it'll fire right up now and crank even after sitting all weekend, and so that's a good thing. There's a lot of people, for some reason there's a myth about ether and about if you use it. But some people equate these machines to like a drug addict or something. Once you start using it, you got to keep using it so that it crank. That's not true. It's sometimes like if you use ether and then you've got to keep using it, it's because you got other underlying problems going on, like low compression. You got some rings starting to seize up on it, or air filters clog, slap up, and it takes that ether. But I squirted this thing for about 350 hours every time I cranked it, and you can crank it now, and it doesn't need ether or anything like that. But there's a lot of myths out there about a lot of this stuff and these machines, and a lot of it's not true. And I don't know where some of that stuff got started at.